it's Dutchbeth. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Bethany and I'm so happy to meet you. As you guys can see on the title, today we're gonna be doing another story time, and in this video I'm going to be telling you things that you should know before you enroll to midwifery school. If you have watched my previous video, you will know that I am a midwifery student. I am in my final year for my course and I will be graduating this August of September. First thing first, I'm gonna make a disclaimer that I am not in any way try to demonize other people who want to go to midwifery school, or everyone who is working as a midwife, or anyone who works within the health field at all. The reason why I'm making this video is because I want to share with you things that you should know, which is very important before you enroll to midwifery school, so you can consider for yourself if midwifery school is something that you actually want to go to, or is something that you actually want to have as a profession. Before we get into the video, I would really appreciate it if you guys give this video a thumbs up or subscribe on my channel if you haven't subscribed yet, and turn on the notification bell on so you wouldn't miss a thing whenever I post new videos. One thing I want to point out before I start getting into the first point of this video is I am from Indonesia and I'm taking my midwifery course in Indonesia. So which means that my school, or the regulation of midwifery school in my country, will be different to yours. I have done my research and I have picking up some stuff that might be relatable to a lot of people out there. So yeah, let's just get into it. So the first thing that you would like to know before you enroll to midwifery school is that midwifery school is expensive. I am currently taking a bachelor, which means I am also studying about the advocacy within the midwifery world, while in the other hand, the people who study for the diploma only knows like the clinical aspects of midwifery scope. Am I explaining that? When I first enrolled to midwifery school, I paid at least 8 million Indonesian rupiah. Well, maybe it sounds a little cheap when it compares to another school or midwifery schools in the States or in Australia or wherever, but in my country it is considered expensive. Like, not hella expensive, but it's like, okay, it's costly. It costs a lot of money. And also you have to pay tuition. My tuition cost me 3.5 million every single semester. And in my school, or most of the school or university in my country, we pay it per semester. I don't know if that's the same system in your country. Please let me know on the comment section down below so I will get more knowledge about your curriculum. So the 7th semester was the semester that I paid the most for school, because I have to pay 3.5 million for my tuition and then another 7 or 8 million for the study tour. But the reason why I'm putting this point out is because I know that some people could not afford the tuition, some people could not afford the study tour and other programs that you have to pay independently. Like it is not included in your tuition. I'm sorry if you hear any rain sounds. I can't stop the rain, but I can continue to the next point. The second point that I want to point out in this video is that midwifery school needs dedication and passion. Passion alone is not going to survive you, and dedication alone is not going to survive you either. Being in midwifery school means that you are ready to give up some things that you used to enjoy. For example, I really love hanging out with my friends. I'm actually a shy person, but I have like this circle of friends which I really like to hang out with. And when I started midwifery school and I started doing internship like every semester, it changed my social life and I didn't like it. I don't enjoy it. And while my other friend, they put so much effort and they put a lot of dedication within their task. So if you think that being a midwife or being in a midwifery school is not something that you're passionate about, then I'm sure that you will not dedicate fully into that. You probably are just going to be the type of student that really wants to pass the class and pass an exam, but still not doing well. So if you really want to be in midwifery school, or if you really want to be a midwife, then you have to make sure that this is something that you're passionate about, because only when you are passionate about being a midwife is when you can actually dedicate yourself into that. Moving on to the third thing that you should know before you enroll to midwifery school is that study, study, and study. Every single semester there will be different subjects. On the first semester of your midwifery school, you are going to be learning about general things in the nursing or midwifery scope. As you move semester from the first to second to third, fourth, and so on, your study scope will be more detailed and more focused on midwifery. Like for example, on the third semester, I started learning about Leopold maneuvers. I started to learn about labor in general, like labor theory kind of stuff. And then on the fourth semester, I had the opportunity to do the internship, which means I helped to deliver an actual human, like a baby. So because the cycle of midwifery course is actually a continuous cycle, so if you don't understand about the Leopold palpation, then you wouldn't know whether the baby's head is in the right position or not. So that is why you have to study, 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 and study. Most of your time being in midwifery school is study. I have met several clinic instructors in the past, and they told us that they have been working for 35 years, and every day they have different cases, they have new cases, and they have to adapt to that. That was the top 3 things that you should know before you enroll to midwifery school. Now we're moving on to the fourth thing that I really wish that you keep this in mind, because this is really important. Being a midwife is not only about, oh, I know how to do labor, I know how to deliver a placenta, I know how to deliver a baby, but also you have to get used to make crucial decisions in critical situations. In my school, we have this particular semester where we have to find at least 5 to 10 pathological cases, and it was so damn hard, because it's not every day that you met an IUFD case. Well, if you don't know what an IUFD is, it's basically a stand of intrauterine fetal death, which means the baby has already died during the pregnancy. That's it. And it is not every day you meet that case. It is not every day you meet a breech position case. It was pretty difficult, but you have to find it, and eventually, believe me or not, you will find it. So I remember in that semester we were doing our internship, and me and my 2 other friends were put in a clinic on a rural area out of my city. It was already 11 at night, and we got a call from our clinic instructor, and she told us to go to the clinic because we have a patient in labor. And so we did. One of the midwives, she told my friend to do the vaginal touching, we call it vaginal touching, to see how wide has the cervix dilated. And when she did that, she said, I feel something weird in it. It doesn't feel like a head, because it's fluffy, and I don't know, it doesn't feel like a head. So this midwife actually started to get upset with my friend, because she said, oh, maybe you're not doing it right. So she did, and she said, yeah, I feel something weird. This is not the head, right? This is not the head, this is the bottom. The patient said, yeah, it is the bottom. And we're like, why didn't you tell us from the beginning? You are already 8 centimeters dilated. We're not gonna make it to the hospital. It was shocking to me, because that is my first breech position case, and I was like, oh my god, how do we do this? Five of us, we had a discussion as a medical professional. We thought that if we take this person to the hospital, which is an hour away, she's not gonna make it. But if we try it here, there's possibilities that there will be some complication or even death. But we have to do it anyway. We have to try it. That's our only way, because we're not just gonna give up on someone by sending her to another hospital and then she gave birth on the way there, and who knows what's gonna happen. So with a very heavy heart, we told the family that we're gonna do this, we're gonna do our best, but you have to sign this first. So if something happens, you are not going to sue us. But we tried anyway, and we did a lot of maneuvers based on what we learned in midwifery school. It was not us who delivered the baby, but we were like there and helping the midwife do the job, because it was like a very crucial, it was a very critical situation, and we are far from an advanced health facility. So for us students to deliver the baby will not be a right decision. It will not be wise for us to intervene, right? And that is just one of the example why you have to get used to make crucial decision during a critical situation. It's because if you are a midwife and you are facing this situation, it is really important for you to know to use your brain, to use your knowledge and your skill, and then you probably want to pray to Jesus Christ so this mother and child will survive. This video is already 49 minutes long. It's because I keep repeating myself and sorry. Now we're getting into the 6th point of what you should know before you enroll to midwifery school, and that is be prepared of mental breakdown. Emotional breakdowns during midwifery school is real, and I experienced that myself. I was so not ready to adjust from being in flight school and then steer off and move to a new environment, learn new things in midwifery. I was the person who learns about airplanes, and now I have to learn about the human body. I was the person who learns about in-flight services, and now I have to learn about labor. So changes will not last forever if you are adjusting to that, and changes will not be something bad if you know how to adapt to that. So it's okay to feel like, oh, I can't do this anymore, oh, I'm not really doing well in school, my score is not improving, I keep making mistakes. It's okay to feel that way. It's okay to feel depressed. It's normal. It's human being. But what I want you to know is that when you start to feel like you can't do it anymore, take some time alone for yourself. Like, I'm not saying that you quit school or you skip classes, but whenever you don't have class and whenever you don't need to study, take time for yourself then. I have a lot of friends who will just study until their brain is going to explode. They will be so depressed, they will be so devastated, and they will be so cranky towards us because they just got 98. I mean, I got 75 and I'm fine with it. Really, sister? But it's okay for that. I experienced that myself. Changes are not always bad. Actually, it's good. Now looking back, I will not be making this type of content if I didn't hold on. I will not be making this type of content if I give up. And what I'm saying is that your emotional breakdowns is valid, it's fine. But when you start to feel that way, the first thing that you want to do is to find the right coping mechanism for that. If you feel like you're studying too much, then don't study too much. If you feel like you are stressing so much about the subject, then don't. It's okay to not always be a grade A student, because your mental health is just as important as your physical health. My advice for you whenever you're having an emotional or mental breakdown during your course is that when you are having a day off from school, you take that day off for yourself. If you don't have to study on that particular day, then use it to rejuvenate yourself. Then take it to, be reconnected with yourself again. Because if you just bury yourself in a lot of tasks, if you're just burying yourself in homeworks or reports that you have to finish, then you are not gonna be happy. So what I did was, if I don't have to study, I don't study. It doesn't mean that I'm procrastinating, because procrastinating is bad. Don't ever procrastinating when you're in midwifery school. Ever. If you procrastinate for 1 hour, you're gonna procrastinate for a day, a week, a month, and so on. What I meant was, if you usually study for 4 hours at home, then maybe you can reduce it to 2 hours. Or if you don't want to reduce the time, you can just, maybe you can study with your friends, or maybe you can find another place to study, another environment. I personally love bubble tea, so when I feel like my head is going to explode if I spend another hour doing these reports at home, I will just go to my favorite bubble tea store and I will just sit there for as long as I need and finish my report there. And to be honest, it helps a lot, because if you are keep doing the same routine in the same environment, then yes, your stress level is going to increase. And when you are stressed, you are incapable of making the right decisions, because if you're stressed, you're not gonna be fully function as a human being. Remember, your mental and emotional health is just as important as your physical health. Now we are getting to the last point of this video. I think it's important for me to put this issue out, because I think if you are a very social person, or if you have like a really active social life, then maybe you really need to consider that when you start to be a midwifery student, then your freedom and your social life will be affected as well. I am the person who doesn't really have a lot of friends, but I have this one circle of friends that I hang out with almost every single day. And to be honest, it was pretty easy to get along with midwifery school when I was like in the first or 2 semester of that, because we didn't have any internship, so we're just like going to school, go back home, and then not doing a lot of stuff. But when I started like doing internship, which is every single semester, and we do that for at least 4 to 5 weeks, I missed out a lot on my social life. I have a friend who lives 14 hours away from us, so we don't see him often because he works in another city. And when he came here, it will always suck to not be able to hang out with him because I have an internship. It is not fun to miss the premiere of my favorite movie because I was in the hospital, and it was so frustrating in the beginning. So yeah, that is it, sisters. I am so happy to be able to share this information with you. If you are a person who's considering to go to midwifery school, I hope that after watching this video you can get more information and it can help you consider whether or not you want to continue being a midwifery student. Yeah, actually there is still a lot of things that I want to share about being in a midwifery school, but I think this video is gonna be too long. If you want to know more about being a midwife or being a midwifery student, please let me know on the comment sections down below, because I will read it and I will write it down. And if I get enough requests for that, then yes, I will make a video of, I don't know, maybe pros and cons being a midwifery student or whatever you need. Thank you guys very much for watching my video. I really hope you enjoy it, and I really hope this video helped you. And if you do, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, or thumbs down if you don't like it. And if you want to see more videos of me like this, make sure that you click on the subscribe button, turn on notification bell on so you wouldn't miss a thing whenever I post new videos. And also, if you haven't known it yet, I am also a musician. I post covers and original songs on my main channel every single Friday or Friday, Bethany Friday. Thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Bye. I just grabbed my neck.